everybody. It is Saturday, July 8th. Actually, I'm pre-recording this, but you're going to see this on Saturday, July the 8th. Will be on vacation. As you watch this, I am on vacation, and I am in Kearney, Nebraska, participating in something called Rocky Mountain Race Week. I will take my 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass through tech this morning, get it all checked out by track officials, make sure it's legal to race, and then we will drag race at Kearney tonight. They say the track goes hot at 5 p.m. So, fun stuff. Let me set my timer. Today, we are reading picture books. Picture books are my favorite. Picture books are my favorite. And today we have a cowgirl theme going on just because we had some fun cowgirl books and I wanted to read them to you. So, start my timer. We are going to start with The Little Cowboy and the Big Cowboy by Margaret Hillert, illustrated by Dan Siculin. And I hope none of these authors ever stumble across these videos because I never know how to say any of their names. And this is an accelerated reader level 1 to 1.9, meaning it would be a good book for an advanced kindergarten reader, or a first grade reader. It's a, what did I just see that it said? A beginning to read book. Here is a little cowboy. And here is a big cowboy. Here is something little for the little cowboy. It can go. It can run. Here is something big for the big cowboy. It can go. It can run too. Ooh, sorry, we're getting a bad shadow there. The two cowboys can ride. It is fun to ride. Fun to ride away. But the two cowboys have to work too. The little cowboy can help the big cowboy. Here is something to do. Look here. What do you see? I see two cowboys working cattle. The big cowboy can get the big ones. That is good. The little cowboy can get the little ones. That is good too. Oh, look here. Something is down. Here is work to do. Work, work, work. Make it good. Now, no one can get out. Here is something that is fun to do. The big cowboy can do it, but the little cowboy cannot do it. The little cowboy will have to work at it. Oh, look at this. How big it is. Big, big, big. And look at this. Look what the cowboys see now. How pretty it is. The big cowboy will make something to eat. The little cowboy will work too. The big cowboy and the little cowboy can eat now. My, this is good. Here is something cowboys like. You can play it. It is fun to play. The little cowboy can play a little one. The big cowboy can play a big one. The little cowboy gets down in here and the big cowboy gets down in here. The cowboys do not have to work now. This is good. The cowboys like to do this. Oh, and that was the end of the book. And like I said, this is a beginning learning to read book. And it says that it uses the 50 words listed below. So if your child does check this out and maybe struggles with a few words, here is a word list that you can use to help them practice. The next one we are going to read, I'll make sure I read them in order, is I Want to Be a Cowgirl This is by Jean Willis and illustrated by Tony Ross. And Andy and I love these books. I don't want to be a good girl. Good girls have no fun. I can't play quiet games indoors. I love the rain and sun. I don't want to be a girly girl who likes to sit and chat. I just want to be a cowgirl, Daddy. What's so wrong with that? I don't want to be a schoolgirl with my head inside a book. I don't want to be the kind of girl who likes to clean and cook. I think this book is talking about me. I want to break in Broncos and twirl my lasso. I want to do the kind of things a cowgirl likes to do. I'll drift across the prairie and sleep beneath the moon. I just want to be a cowgirl, and I want to be one soon. I'll drive my herd of cattle. I'll hear the eagle cry. I'll watch the wolf cubs playing and the river running by. The view is very different from our 20-story flat. I just want to be a cowgirl, Daddy. What's so wrong with that? The sun sets in the scrapyard. There's a stray old dog down there. If I screw my eyes shut tightly, she could be my piebald mare. I've got my shiny spurs and boots. I've got my cowgirl hat. I'm leaving for the wild, wild west. Now what's so wrong with that? This old town's too small for me. I know what I must do. I'm off to be a cowgirl, Daddy. Come and be a cowboy too. Love that story. Try not to get my piles mixed up so I know what I've read and what I haven't. So, next we have Every Cowgirl Needs a Horse by Rebecca Janney and illustrated by Lynn Averill. Every Cowgirl Needs a Horse. And this is actually Andy's book, so thank you, Andy, for loaning this to me. I'm a cowgirl from head to toe, and every cowgirl needs a horse. So I asked for one for my birthday. I have to read this in my really bad cowgirl accent. Plan for my birthday. A horse, any color will do. New hitching post here. Move car out here so the horse can go in there. Oh, most important thing is a horse. A new corral. A horse trough. A side yard with a haystack. Other stuff. Brushes, oats, saddle, and bridle. Birthday morning, I shook the sleep out of my braids and dressed for riding. I pulled up my jeans, snapped on my chaps, tugged on my boots, and tipped my hat. Morning, Nellie Sue, I said to the mirror. Morning, Mama answered. What would the birthday girl like for breakfast? Something that'll stick to my ribs. I got chores to do. After breakfast, I hosed fresh water into Ginger's trough and moseyed off to muck the stalls in the barn. Outside, I scattered seeds for the free-range chickadees. Mama called out, Need a little help? No, I said. what I really need is a horse. I wrangled our wagon out of the shed and piled it high with grass harvested from our own backyard. Only the best for my new filly. Daddy asked, "You need help?" "No, but I do need a horse," I told him. Lunchtime came, but my horse had not. Still, I'd worked up an appetite doing chores, and Mama made my favorite, chili and beans. After lunch, Daddy hollered, "Time to round 'em up for cake and ice cream." I looped Ginger's leash into a lasso. Yee-haw! We've got some herding to do. We circled the block barking and yelling till we scared up a stampede of kids. One little one broke away. I almost had to hog-tie him. I threw my arms up and shouted, "I'd do better with a horse." Soon as the herd gathered, Mama passed out Johnny cakes. I strummed my guitar and we all sang Happy Birthday and Home on the Range and enjoyed a good time around the campfire. And then it happened. Daddy said, "Hey Nellie Sue, I got a horse here for you." Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. He patted the saddle of a brand new bike. Isn't she a beauty? She has a shiny silver coat with a bright pink saddle and a pale pink mane. "Well, you gonna ride her?" Daddy asked. Oh my gosh, I love bicycles, and I love pink bicycles. Ah! All eyes were on me, and I felt like I swallowed a hay bale. I wasn't real keen on riding a horse with wheels where hooves ought to be. "She's ready for riding," Daddy coaxed. I walked over to her with my palm out flat so she could get a good sniff. "Well, Beauty," I whispered, "you gonna let me lead you around?" With everyone staring, I judged I better give 'em a show. Like a true cowgirl, I put one boot in the stirrup, flung my other leg over the saddle, and pedaled like I was running from a wild hog. We skedaddled down that hill. Giddy up! Straight over the chicken wire fence and into the garden, right in the middle of Mama's tomatoes. Thud, smack, wham. Beauty was hurt real bad. I hugged her close and hollered for my dad. "Look, Daddy," I cried, "that chicken wire is poking right through her hoof." Sure enough, Beauty had a puncture wound. "Will she be okay?" I asked. Daddy wrapped up Beauty's wound, pumped her full of medicine, and said, "Well, now she's good as new." "That a girl," I whispered, holding her steady. Beauty seemed taller and wiser too, but maybe that was me getting a little horse sense of my own. "Beauty," I told her, "a real cowgirl always gets back in the saddle. Let's do it." I stuck my boots in the stirrup and gripped the reins. Beauty held her head high and cantered along, gaining speed. My braids blew like kite tails as we galloped down the slope, and I grinned until I could taste the wind. Yes, sir, I'm a cowgirl from head to toe, and all a cowgirl really needs is a horse. And I do have that. And I love the pictures in these books too. I think they're so pretty. And there she is riding off into the sunset on the back. Alright, and then, if you loved that book like I do, we also have Every Cowgirl Needs Dancing Boots. This is, again, by Rebecca Janney, illustrations by Lynn Averill. And I need to look and see if there are any more of these books. This one was published in 2011, so I don't know if there are any more or not. Every cowgirl needs dancing boots, and I have a brand new pair. But you can't go dancing all alone. How about making friends with those new girls across the street, Mama said. The youngest looks about your age. The Glitter Girls, I asked. I stood on tiptoes to see past the older sisters till one of them caught me spying. All their laughing made me lonely. So I did what any cowgirl would do. I went and got on Beauty, my two-wheeled horse Mama and Daddy got me for my birthday. I put my boots in the stirrups and we galloped out toward them Glitter Girls. Howdy there, I hollered. Want to go riding? The Glitter Girls shook their heads. Not in ballet slippers. Humph, I thought. They need boots. Back home, Mama carried a tray of cookies to the table. I'm hungry, I said. I'm not hungry, I said. But Ginger sure was. She hopped up for a closer sniff and started two-stepping with Mama. I laughed. Ginger, get your dancing boots on. You've just given me a plan. First annual Barnyard Bash tonight. My house. Nellie Sue. Y'all come. I slung a bag over my shoulder and Beauty and I galloped off like the Pony Express with invites for the whole county. Even the Glitter Girls. Thanks, said the youngest. I'm Anna. Ballerinas don't belong in barns, said an older sister. There'll be popcorn and pink lemonade. Well, we'll think about it, she shrugged. When Beauty and I got home, my braids were drooping and my boots were dragging. Ballerinas don't belong in barns, I told Mama. I wished cowgirls could be quitters, but a cowgirl's got a code of honor. So I got right to work. I swept the floor and scooted hay bales. I hung lanterns from the ceiling and streamers from the rafters. Then I hauled in the check wagon. Nice and steady, nothing spilled. I stepped into my new boots while Mama prettied up my braids. And I waited and waited and waited. Hey, cowgirl, how about giving your first dance to Dad? He hoisted me up and spun me around. When I looked over his shoulder, I nearly lost my spurs. The whole neighborhood was standing by my hitching post, even Anna and her Glitter sisters. I gave them a hearty cowgirl welcome, tutus and all. When Daddy turned up the music, my dancing boots were ready for some two-stepping. With their slippery soles, they were perfect for scooting along the smooth floor, nice and slick. Maybe a little too slick. 2 steps was all it took to glide into the chuck wagon and send it rolling. The pitcher tipped and a river of lemonade ran through the middle of my party. I slipped on a wet spot and fell into the crowd. One dancer toppled into another. All the Glitter Girls went tumbling down. Trip, slip, slide. Ginger hustled over to help. She speckled the girls' leotards with paw prints and gave them sloppy kisses. I wanted to melt into my dancing boots. My barnyard bash was turning into a sticky flop. But then Anna started laughing. "Pink polka dots," she yelled. "My favorite!" Soon everyone was laughing, and Ginger jumped up and twirled even more. I gave them a bashful grin. "Look, Ginger wants to be a ballerina too." "I'd rather be a cowgirl," said Anna. I knew what I had to do. I handed over my brand new boots, and we lined up for our hoedown. Because even more than dancing boots, every cowgirl needs a friend. And I do have that. Alright, everybody. Oh, the timer just went off. I could not have done that any better if I had planned it. So, that is all for our early chapter, or not our early chapter books, our picture books. We will read picture books again on Tuesday. So I will see you back Tuesday for picture books. Tomorrow, tune in for I always want to say The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and that's not the one we're reading. The Witch of Blackbird Pond. Tune in tomorrow, Sunday, for The Witch of Blackbird Pond. Bye!